Hello my dear students, good morning to all of you. My name is Neeraj Pareta and this is your class 7th, and in that class we start a new part of your science, that is a physics part. Okay, in physics part we are discussing a many chapters, and first one of them, that is a measurement. Okay students, that is a measurement. In that chapter we are discussing that which type of a measurement method are used in present days and what is the changes and what is the requirement as compared to some previous methods and present times methods. Okay students, so we start that lecture. First of all, we discuss the system of a unit and physical quantities. Okay, that is our first heading, that is what do you mean by the system of unit, means how many types of systems are available to measure any units. After that we discuss some physical quantities. In 7th standard we are already discussed about the what do you mean by the physical quantities. In that class we are discussed all thoroughly them. Okay, first system is a FPS. If you talk about that, what do you mean by the FPS, that is a basically foot, pound and a second. F for a foot, okay, and P for a pound, and the third one is a time, that is a second. Okay students, these 3 points are used at the previous some systems. Okay, so foot is used for a measurement of a length, foot is used for a measurement of a length, and pound is used for a measurement of a mass, pound is used for a measurement of a mass, and the second is a unit of a measurement of a time. Okay students, so these system are known as a FPS system. What do you mean by the FPS system? In that system we are using some special words to measurement the length, mass and a time period. For length we are using a foot, for mass we are using a pound, and for time we are using a second. Okay students, that is a FPS system. After that we are discussed the two more system, that is a CGS system and a MKS system. Okay, in both the system we use a length, mass and time, but in both the system we are having a different units of a length, different unit of mass and a time. Okay, so in a CGS system, C measurement the length, okay, but the unit is a centimeter, unit is a centimeter. Okay students, unit is a centimeter. Okay, and the second thing is G is using a mass, and we are using a mass in a gram. In CGS system we measure the mass in the form of a gram. Okay, and next one is a S represent the time, S represent the time, and time is measured in the form of a seconds. Okay, so that is called a CGS system, that is called a CGS system. Now we move to our next system, that is a MK system. In this system the unit of length, mass and time are meter, kilogram and a second. Okay, so we are another type of a method, that is a length, mass and time. In MK system we are using a different method. Length will be measured in a kilometer, in meter, mass will be measured in a kilogram, and time also measured in a second, time is measured in a second. Okay students, so these systems are used in a MKS system. So dear students, at that time we are discussing a 3 system of a measurement. First one is a MKS system, second one is a CGS system, and after that we are discussing a FPS system. These 3 systems are discovered till that. Okay, Now we are moving to there are more quantities are required to measure. There are many quantities are required to measure, but in all the three systems are measure only three quantities: length, mass and time. If we required some more quantities, so which type of a system are used? So let's see the SI system. In 1960, International Bureau of Weight and Measurement Setups. That is the name of the bureau, guys. That is a International Bureau of Weight and Measurement Setup, a new system which is extension of a MKS. It is not a new system. It is an extension of a MKS system. In MK system, we are using only three quantities, but whenever we are extend that quantities, so we increase that numbers. The new system is called International System of Units. So remember and mark important, that is what do you mean by the SI system? The SI system means the International System of a Unit, and that is called in short form you can say that is a SI units. Okay. So we are include the 4 more quantities, so it becomes a total of 7 fundamental quantities. When we are extend the MK system, we include the more quantities. 4 more quantities are included in that particular system. So that is all are some our fundamental quantities. All 7 quantities are fundamental quantities. Okay, and 2 supplementary units were decided. There are 2 supplementary units are decided, which are shown in a following. Let's see. These are the some 7 fundamental quantities, guys. Read one by one and carefully. First one is, that is a basic quantities, and that is a SI units. Okay, that column the name of that quantities, and that column represent the symbols of that quantities. First of all, we are using a length, and length is a measure in a MK system length, and SI system also measure in a meter. Okay, so that is a meter, guys, and the symbol of that meter, that is a small m. That is a small m, guys. And the next one is a mass. Mass is measured in the form of a kilogram, and the symbol is a K and the small g. Capital K and a small g is the symbol of a kilogram. Third one is a time. Third one is a time, and that is measured in the form of a second, and the symbol is a S. The symbol is a S. Okay, now fourth one is a electric current. Fourth one is a electric current, and it is measured in the form of a ampere. These 4 quantities are add on in a MKS system. These 4 quantities are add on in a MKS system. Electrical quantity measured in the form of ampere, and the symbol is a capital A. Okay. Next one is a 5th number, that is a temperature, and it is measured in the form of Kelvin. Most of the student is known as that the SI unit of temperature is a degree centigrade. No, guys. The SI unit of a temperature is a Kelvin. So focus on that word. All these are SI units. If someone asks about the what is the SI unit of a temperature, so it is a not a degree centigrade and not a Fahrenheit, it is a Kelvin. Kelvin is a SI unit of a temperature, and the symbol is a K. Symbol is K. Now we talk about the some amount of a substance which are mostly used in a chemistry. The amount of substance which are used mostly in a chemistry, that is called a mole. That name is a mole, MOLE, and the symbol is as same as the name, only a 3 alphabet, that is a mole. Okay, 3 alphabets are used, mole. Okay. Last one is a luminous intensity. Basically it is related to a physics, and it is related to a optics, that is a light. At any place the light intensity, and you can say the brightness will be high and low, so it is measured in the form of a candela. In the form of a candela, and the symbol is a C and a small d. That is a candela is a unit of a light. Okay. So guys, these are the some 7 fundamental quantities which are extension of a MK system. In MK system only these 3 quantities are used, but whenever we are extend that quantities and make a SI system, these 4 quantities will be add on. Okay, these 4 quantities will be add on. Okay students, so that is our SI system. Now we talk about some physical quantities. What do you mean by the physical quantities, guys? Any quantity which can be measured by a instrument. Any quantities which can be measured by any instrument. Let's see. Okay. Measured by a instrument. Any quantities which can be measured by a instrument is called a physical quantity. Is called a physical quantities. Okay students. So these physical quantities follows the law of physics. These are the some example. Length. Yes, you can measure the length with an instrument. Velocity also measure with the instrument. Acceleration, force, time, pressure, mass and density. All quantities are measured by any instrument. So all are included in a physical quantities. Physical quantities are that are independent on one another. Those quantities are independent on other quantities. It is called fundamental physical quantities. Okay, so we can assume the unit of these fundamental quantities are called fundamental units. These are the some example which are mass cannot be depend to any other quantities, length cannot be depend to on other quantities, time cannot be depend on other quantities, temperature also cannot be depend on other quantities. So all are examples of fundamental units. Okay, so those physical quantities which are independent to any other physical quantities, are called fundamental units. These are the some examples of fundamental units: mass, length, time and temperature. All these are the examples of fundamental units. Okay students, now we talk about the derived quantities. In previously we are discussed the fundamental quantities. If dear students, some quantities just like speed, so we can know that speed is equivalent to a distance upon a time. Every students know that formula. Speed is equivalent to a distance upon a time period. Okay, so students, speed is depends on a distance as well as time also. So it is a quantity which depends on some other physical quantities, and you can say other fundamental quantities. That is called a derived quantity. That is called a derived quantity. Why we are saying that is a derived? Because it is a dependent on other quantities. It is dependent on other quantities. The physical quantities that can be expressed in terms of means we are talking about the speed, and the speed is expressed in the form of some other fundamental quantities. So that is a definition of that particle, guys. In terms of fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Units of derived quantities are called derived units. That is our basic fundamental thing, guys. Okay. Let's see. That is our derived quantity. Which quantities are a derived unit and derived quantity? Which are depends on any other fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Okay. For example, we are already explained the speed is depends on a distance as well as time also. If distance is changed, speed also change. If time is changed, speed also change. So speed is dependent on two different fundamental quantities, that is a distance and a time. Okay, so speed of a particle can be written as a distance traveled per unit time. So it is a derived quantities, and the unit of a speed is called a derived units. Basically, you know that the distance will be measured in the form of a meter and the time will be measured in the form of a second. So that is a meter per second is an example of a derived units. Meter per second is an example of a derived units. These are the some derived units, guys. One by one we explain all the things. Okay, first one is a area. Let's suppose we are having a that rectangular block, okay, and that rectangular block having a one side is a L and the other side is a B breadth. Okay, if you want to calculate the area of that particular body and particular shape, so we require two sides, and both the sides individually, if we talk about the individual each side, it is a some fundamental unit, that is a length, and it is measured in the form meter and centimeter also. So there are a combination, that area of that particular shape is a combination of two sides, that is length and the breadth. Length is measured in the meter and breadth also measured in a meter, so it becomes a meter square. Also students, you can write meter multiplied by meter, that is becomes a meter square. Okay, second thing is a volume. Next one is a volume. If we are having a some solid surface and you can see want to measure, let's suppose that is also a block. Okay, so if you want to measure that volume, so we require one more quantities, that is a height of that container. So that is volume is a, you know that the in a mathematics you know that the what is the formula of a volume, that is a length multiplied by breadth and multiplied by height. Length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. So you can say length is measured in a meter, breadth is measured in a meter, and height also measured in a meter. So whenever we multiply all the three quantities, now we are getting a meter cube. Meter cube. Okay, so that is a derived units. Meter cube is a derived units, guys. Next one is a frequency, and basically you know guys, the frequency is a in reciprocal, and you can say the 1 upon a time period. 1 upon a time period. So 1 upon time period can be measured in a 1 upon a second. Second is a unit of a time period. So 1 upon second can be written as second inverse. On you can single word you can write, that is a hertz. That is a symbol, and you can write that is a hertz. Okay, that is hertz. Next one is a density, and density is equivalent to a mass upon volume. That is a formula of a density, mass upon a volume. Okay, mass is measured in a kilogram, and in above expression, that is a second expression volume, and volume measured in a meter cube. So this is also a derived quantities, derived units, and we are again use that derived quantities. Okay, so kilogram per meter cube, that is called a kilogram per meter cube. That is a sign of a -3. And dear students, whenever kilogram and that is a meter cube, so you can write as a kilogram and making as a numerator, and but the power will be negative. In denominator the power is a positive, but it becomes a numerator, but the power sign will be changes. Next one is a speed, and speed is equivalent to a distance upon a time. Distance also a unit, fundamental unit. Distance measure in a meter and time measure in a second. So distance measure in a meter and time will be measured in a second. So it becomes meter per second. So we again write meter per second. Denominator can convert into a numerator and becomes a power -1. Okay, student, become a power -1. That is a meter per second. Next one is a velocity, and speed and velocity both are in the form of a unit, that is are almost same, but both are having a different meaning. One is a scalar quantity and another one is a vector quantity. But displacement measure in a meter, time also measure in a meter, so it becomes a meter per second. So it becomes a meter per second. Next one is the acceleration. Acceleration having a change in velocity upon a time period. So change in velocity means we are subtracting one velocity from other velocity. So whenever you are subtracting one quantities to other quantity in a same parameter, then we are getting a same unit. So it is a unit is a velocity, that is a meter per second. Yes, you can say here the change in velocity having a same unit of a velocity, that is a meter per second. And now we divide the time, that is a second also, so it becomes a meter per second square. So it becomes a meter per second square. Now we talk about the force. So force is equivalent to a mass multiplied by acceleration. Mass is measured in a kilogram and acceleration, that is a previous statement, that is a meter per second square. So it becomes a kilogram into meter per second square. In a single word you can say that complete combination kilogram into meter per second square, it can be say that is a Newton. It can be say that is a Newton also. Next and last one is a pressure. Pressure is a ratio of a force per unit area. Force is measured in a Newton, just like a previous, and the area will be measured in the form of a meter square. Okay, so it becomes a Pascal. Newton per meter square in a single word you can say that is a Pascal also. Now we talk about the some SI prefix. What do you mean by the SI prefix, guys? Whenever we write 1000, so 1000 can be write in the form of a kilo, 10 to the power. Okay, if someone write that is a kilo, what do you mean by the kilo means, guys? Kilo in the form of a 10 to the power can be write 10 to the power 3. Milli means we can write 10 to the power minus 3. So that time of expression are used whenever we required some data that becomes a very longer. So to make a short we use some SI prefix. The magnitude of a physical quantities vary over a wide range. That means it is a very short and very long also. 10,000, 100,000, 1,00,000. Okay, all the quantities are used here. So in order to express the very large magnitude as well as very small, not only we are talking about the large, we are talking about the small magnitude also, is more comparatively. So guys, CGPM, General Conference on Weight and Measures. General Conference of Weight and Measures recommended some standard prefix. He provide the some standard prefix for a certain power of a 10. Just like a 10 to the power 3 is called a kilo, and 10 to the power minus, that is a large, that is small, and 10 to the power minus 3. So we can also write it 10 to the power minus 3 means we are writing a 1 divided by 1000, that is a small quantity. 10 to the power 3, that is a 1000. So all are converted into a 10 to the power 3s. 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power plus 3. See, and you can say that all are converted into the power of a 10. So that is a process of a SI prefix. Let's see that according to that table, having a maximum power, that is a 10 to the power 18, and the minimum power is a 10 to the power minus 18. So we are using for each and every power of a 10 to the power minus 15, 10 to the power minus a single word. We are not required to write a 10 to the power minus 18. We are changing that method and write only a single word. Let's see, guys. First of all, we are moving from 10 to the power 1 to a 10 to the power 18. All are a positive units. Okay, let's see. Let's suppose that is 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2, and it moving a 10 to the power 3. After that, it is a multiple of a 3. That is a method to revise and learn them. First of all, we start at 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2, and 10 to the power 3, and after that multiple of a 3. So 10 to the power 6, 10 to the power 9, 10 to the power 12, 10 to the power 15, and 10 to the power 18. Okay, so all these are available here. Okay, so what is the name of that units, guys? So 10 to the power 1 is called a deca. And deca can be write a small d, that is a first. And second one is a 10 to the power 2, that is called a decahecto, that is a hecta, and it is represented by a h, that is a da, that is a da, that is a h, okay. And well known, that is called a kilo. Everyone students know that, and it is symbol is a k. Only a k is a symbol to write a kilo. After that we talk about the 10 to the power 6 and 10 to the power 9. 10 to the power 6 is called a mega, and the symbol is a capital M. And 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 9 is called a giga, that is symbol is a capital G. 10 to the power 12 is called a tera, and the symbol is a capital T. Next one is a peta, and the symbol is a P. And last one is a hexa, and the symbol is a capital E. If someone write a small e, so it is a not correct, guys. So please write in the same mean. If the symbol is used as a small alphabet, so write the small alphabet. If the symbol use a capital alphabet, so write the capital alphabet. That time the mean is a useful, otherwise the mean is a, if someone student write, let's suppose that is a capital M, and the student by mistake write the small m, so guys you can see that the small m already having a different meaning, that is a milli, and that is a 10 to the power minus 3, that is a 10 to the power minus 3. So the method is completely wrong, it both are not equal. Capital M 10 to the power 6, small m 10 to the power minus 3. So please focus and learn as per guidance of that table. All these are a table from a 10 to the power 1 to a 10 to the power 18. All are a positive terms and positive powers. Now we talk about the negative. It starts from that point to that point. So first of all we write the 10 to the power minus 1, 10 to the power minus 2, okay, and 10 to the power minus 3, and after that we talk about the 10 to the power minus 6, 1, 2, 3 in a continue, and after a 3 now multiple of a 3 are used. So 10 to the power minus 9, 10 to the power minus 12, and 10 to the power minus 15, and 10 to the power minus of a 18. Okay students, so that is a method of that. Now we talk about the next. So 10 to the power minus 1 is called a deci, that is called a deci, that is called a centi, that is called a milli, that is called a micro, that is called a nano, that is called a pico. Okay, so all are moving from that to that. 10 to the power minus 15, that is a femto, and last one is a A2, okay, that is the name of that powers. If you required at any place 10 to the power minus 6, that time you directly use a micro. If you require 10 to the power minus 12, that time we use a pico. Most of the time we are, whenever we are talking about the capacitor which are coming in your 12th standard mostly, and a capacitor, that time we use a micro in that capacitor cases, okay. So symbol of a deci, that is a small d, that is a small c, a small m, all are the symbols in a small. Micro is having a different symbol, that is a mu type symbol, that is called a mu. The pronunciation is a mu, okay, and the name is a micro. So please focus on that. Nano represented by a small n, pico small p, femto small f, atto small a. Okay, so these are the some SI prefix which are used in a mathematical function whenever we are using a some longer and the smaller powers of a tenth. Okay. Next one is a sum special units. In the sum special unit we are discussed the how we can measure and which units are used to measure the length, least and maximum. If you are measuring a minimum power of a length, that time which type of a measurement is used, and whenever we require the long distance, so which power can be used. So we start one by one. First of all, we use for a length. Okay. So length, the first one is a micron. In previous table we are already mentioned that is a micro, and the symbol is a mu. It is a 1 millionth part of a 1 meter. If let's suppose that is a 1 meter length, if we divide the in a 1 millionth part, we are not possible to us and to you guys, we cannot be cut into a 1 million parts of a single meter. Okay, so 1 million part of a meter and is denoted by a symbol that is a mu, and it is also called a micrometer. Whenever we divide the 1 million part of a 1 meter, so every and each part of that meter is called a micrometer. Every and each part of that is called a micrometer. So guys, you can write the 1 micron means we are talking about that particular word, and that particular word having a mean that is a 10 to the power minus 6. That is a 10 to the power minus 6 meter. According to in a previous table, if we are required in the form of a 10 to the power 6, can be write 10 to the power minus 4 and 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So that 10 to the power minus 2 is written in the form of a C, that is a centimeter. So we can also write in the form of 10 to the power minus 4 is the same, and 10 to the power minus 2 can be replaced by the small c, so it becomes a centimeter. It becomes in a centimeter. Similarly, if 10 to the power minus 6 can be break into a 2 parts, that is 10 to the power minus 3 and multiply by 10 to the power minus 3 also. So according to a previous table, the 10 to the power minus 3 having a single word that is a small m. So 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. What happening? That is converted into a small m. Okay. So by using that SI prefix, we are convert into a micron into a meter, centimeter and a millimeter also. That is a method of a measurement of a length. That is first method. Okay. Next one is angstrom. Whenever we are talking of the radius of some molecules and the atoms and the distance between the two molecules, that time we are using that topic. It is a 10 to the power minus 10 part of a 1 meter. In previously we are divided into a 10 to the power 6 part in of a 1 meter. But in that case we divided the 1 meter into 10 to the power minus 10 parts. Very small parts guys, as compared to previous, just a half. Okay. So it is denoted by a symbol of A, and the node also mentioned here. That is called, and that pronunciation is a angstrom. That pronunciation is a angstrom. Okay. So 1 angstrom is equivalent to a 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So as per the SI prefix, that 10 to the power minus 10 convert into a 10 to the power minus 8 multiply by 10 to the power minus 2 meter. That 10 to the power minus 2 can be write the small c. So we can write 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. If you want to convert into a millimeter, so we can also convert into a millimeter. That time we require the one part is a 10 to the power minus 7 and the other part is the 10 to the power minus 3 meter. That 10 to the power minus 3 is converted into a SI prefix, that is a small m. So that is converted into a 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter. So that is a method. By using the SI prefix we can convert the powers in the different means, just like a meter, centimeter and a millimeter. Not a centimeter guys, it is a millimeter. Okay. Okay students, now next one is a measurement of a length in the form of a light year. Every students, if you know that, if you don't know, so first of all we write the speed of light, that is represented by a small c, and the speed of light is a 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second. That length will be covered by the speed of a light particle in a 1 second, that length. So the light year is the distance traveled by a light. It is a distance traveled by a light in a 1 year. Light year means, guys, if the any body can travel with the speed of a light and traveling continuously to 1 year, and traveling continuously 1 year, that time the distance covered by that body is called a light year. It is not a unit of a time, it is a unit of a distance, guys. Okay. So 1 light year is equivalent to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. Next one is a parsec. So parsec is a very large unit of a distance, that is a 1 parsec is equivalent to a 3.26 light year. 1 light year is already 9.46 into 10 to the power 15. If you are measuring in a parsec, that time again we require the 3.2 times of a 1 light year, that is become a 1 parsec. Now we talk about that is a part of a complete part. Above that complete part is related to a length. Now we are measuring the mass of a body. Mass, the most of the unit, that is a quintal. We are talking about the higher unit of a mass, that is a 1 quintal is equivalent to 100 kilogram. If you are a mention, that is 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, 3 kilogram, that time if you are required the 100 kilograms, and that is a 10 to the power 2 kilogram, that is a 10 to the power 2. So that 10 to the power 2 kilogram can be write in a single word, that is a 1 quintal. In a single word, that is a called 1 quintal. So 1 quintal is equivalent to 100 kilogram. Next one is a metric ton. Next one is a metric ton. Okay. So 1 metric ton is equal to 1000 kilogram. 1 metric ton is equivalent to 1000 kilogram. That is a 10 to the power 2 kilogram. If you are required the 10 to the power 3 kilogram, that time we required a 1 metric ton. We are talking in a single word, we can also write the ton also. So the metric ton. Okay. So that is called a 1000 kilogram. That is called a 1000 kilogram. Next we talk about the measurement of a time. The time taken by a earth, to complete 1 revolution around the sun. So that is called a 1 year. That is called a 1 year, and that is a 365 and 1/4 days. Next we talk about the month. Whenever 1 lunar month is time in which the 1 moon complete a 1 revolution around the earth. So guys, there are 2 things. Let's suppose that is a sun and the earth revolve around the sun. That is time is a 1 year. Okay. And in place of us around the earth, the moon revolve. So that time is a 1 month. That is called a 1 month, lunar month. So guys, you can understand that is revolving here, that is revolving here. That time is considered a year and a month. So 1 lunar month is 27.3 days. 1 millennium is a 1000 year. Whenever 1000 year is complete, that is a 1 millennium. Solar day, every day is our solar day. The time taken by a earth to complete a 1 rotation, that is, let's suppose that is our earth and it revolve on axis. So 1 revolution, when the earth complete a 1 revolution on that, like that, so that is called a 1 solar day, and 1 solar day is having a 86,400 second. 1 shake is the second, that is 10 to the power minus 8 second. 10 to the power minus 8 second. These are the also smallest and biggest unit. The smallest practical unit of a distance, that is a Fermi. That is a distance between a molecules also. So 1 Fermi is equivalent to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. 1 Fermi is equivalent to a 10 to the power minus 15 meter. And the biggest unit of a distance, that is a parsec. the biggest unit of a distance, that is a parsec. 1 parsec is equivalent to 3.26 light year, and 1 light year is equivalent to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. A smallest unit of a time, that is a 1 shake, that is a smallest unit. 1 millennium time period, that is a 1000 year, that is a units of a time period. So next part is a scalar and a vector quantities. What do you mean by the scalar and what do you mean by the vector quantities? Any physical quantities that can be and which can be completely specified by its magnitude. By its magnitude is considered as a physical quantity. So focus on that word, guys, that is a magnitude. Is if you are talking about the any scalar quantity, so we are having only a magnitude of that particular quantities. No direction is available for with the quantities. Is known as a scalar quantity. Let's suppose that is a charge. It's only a magnitude 1 coulomb, 2 coulomb and 3 coulomb. It doesn't having any direction. Distance 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 1 centimeter, all are having no direction. Speed, time, temperature, density, volume, work, power, energy and pressure and potential, all are an example of scalar quantities. Means all the quantities are having only a magnitude. It doesn't having any direction. Okay, and without any direction it is having some specify mean. Okay, last one is a vector quantities. So the quantities which can be determined by its magnitude and the direction. It's required two things, guys. First one is a magnitude, which are also available in a scalar quantities, but the second thing is a direction, which are not available in a scalar quantities. But whenever we are talking about the vector quantities, so these are the two terms. First one is a magnitude and second one is a direction. Both are available with the vector quantities, and also can be added, subtract by a vector algebra. In vector quantities we are not using a normal algebra and ordinary algebra. For a vector quantities we are having a different algebra system for addition, subtraction. Okay, guys. So is called a vector quantities. Let's see the how many quantities are considered in a vector form. So displacement is also a vector quantity. Velocity is also a vector quantity. Acceleration is also a vector quantity. Force, momentum, weight and electrical field, all are vector quantities. All are vector quantities, guys. Okay, so this is a part of a definition, what is the scalar quantities and what is the vector quantities. Now we talk about the representation of a vectors. A vector is represented by a direct line, that is a straight line is drawn to represent a vector quantity. Directed line segment draw in a given direction. If you are talk about the right hand direction, then the direction is the right. If you talk about the left, then the direction is the left, up, down. At any angle you can draw that line, but it required a straight line. The length of a line, that length of a line shows the magnitude. So the length of a line shows the magnitude. And the arrowhead, that is a arrowhead, are used to show the direction. The arrowhead are used to show the direction. Okay, students. So this is a representation, and you can say the symbolic representation of a vector quantities. Next one is the difference between a scalar and a vector quantities. They have a magnitude only. Yes, scalar quantities only having a magnitude, but vector quantities having a magnitude as well as direction also. Scalar quantities are added or subtracted arithmetically, means just like a 3 kilogram, 5 kilogram always becomes a 8 kilogram. But in vector quantities the not required, so every time the quantities will be add on. Sometime due to a direction. Let's suppose one arrow in that direction, that is a 3 meter, and one arrow in that direction, that is a 2 meter. So both are having a length, but whenever you are add on, that time we are getting a 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is equivalent to a 1 meter, because that direction and that direction are a reverse direction, guys. So it cannot be add on just like a ordinary algebra. The first question on the basis of that topics, guys. Now, so a football field is a 0.5 kilometer long. How many meters long is that a football? So there is simple mean of that question is that convert the kilometer into a meter. So the given quantities we are having, that the length is given, that is a 0.5 kilometer. Okay. We want to measurement in the form of meter. So which is the extra part here? That is a kilo. So what do you mean by the mean of a kilo? The kilo means a 10 to the power 3. So we are mention here and replace that k with the kilo. So you can write here 0.5 multiply by kilo, that is 10 to the power 3 and 1000 meter. Multiply these two quantities. So we are getting that, remove that point and divided by 10. That 0 and that 0 will be cancelled out. So we are getting a 500 meter. So we are getting a in the form of a meter, that is a 500 meter, and given quantity in the form of kilometer, and we convert into a meter. Okay students. Next part 1 is related to that Sunita brought us 700 gram of a sugar to make a cake. How many kilogram of a sugar did she buy? So now the question is a gram must be converted into a kilogram. So given quantities, that is a 700 gram. So we are writing here the m, that is a mass is given, that is a 700 grams. So how we can convert? So how we can convert into a kilogram? So we can convert the kilogram by multiplying the k. So dear students, we required a 700. In the numerator we divide the k and denominator we divide the k as per our mathematical function. But we want to require that quantities, but we doesn't require that. So we convert into a digits. So 700 and divided by 1000 and kilogram is remaining, guys. Okay. These 0 and these 0 will be cancelled out. Now it becomes a 0.7 kilogram. So that is converted into a gram to a kilogram. Now we talk about the some important parts. It is used in your future mathematical function whenever we are talking the some units. So that is given the 64 kilometer per hour. Okay. 64 kilometer per hour. Okay. And we want to convert into a meter per second. So how you can convert it? Remove that kilometer. So whenever we remove that kilometer, so we can write 64 multiply by 1000 and meter is remaining. But one more thing, that is a hours. We want to convert hours into a second. So you students, you know that 1 hour, that is a 60 minutes, and every 60 minutes having a 60 seconds. So all the converted into a second. Now cancel out that 0 and that 0, that 0 and that 0. Okay student. So we are getting a 64 multiply by 10 divided by 36. 2 cancel out to a 5 time, 2 cancel out to 18 time. So dear students, we know that 64 multiply by 5 by 18. Okay. So now guys, if you divide that 18, so 2 cancel out to a 9 time, 2 cancel out to a 30 times. Okay students. So it becomes a 32 multiply by 5 and divided by 9. Okay. So it becomes a divided by 10. So it becomes a 5 multiplied by 3, that is 15, and 16 divided by 9, that is converted into a meter per second. That is converted into a meter per second. And you want to calculate in the form of a digit also. Next one is a 36 gram per centimeter cube into a kilogram per centimeter cube. So 36 multiplied by gram and divided by centimeter cube. So first of all, we convert the gram into kilogram. So we are mentioned 36 kilogram and K. So numerator will be converted into a kilogram. And second thing is we are convert centimeter cube into meter cube. So we are mentioned here that is a centimeter cube. So C and a meter cube. Okay. So that centimeter is we want to remove that. So we can write 36 multiply that is a required quantity, so kilogram, and that is also a required quantity, that is a meter cube, and which quantity is remaining 1 upon 10 to the power 3, that is a kilo, and centimeter cube, that is a 10 to the power minus 6. Whenever you are solving that quantities, we are getting a 36 multiplied by kilogram per meter cube and multiply on 10 to the power minus 3. So we are getting a 36 divided by 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram per meter cube. That is our answer.